Hello YouTubers, RogueMonkeyJr here, and in today's video we are going to talk about the first monthly update that is coming to PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, also known as PUBG, which is the term I'm going to use in this video just for the sake of, condensing everything. So I'm going to go through what I feel is most important, but I'm going to leave a link in the description down below so that if you guys feel the need to actually go and read through all the patch notes, you'll be able to. And this patch is going to be released on Thursday, April 20th, 5 p.m. KST, 1 a.m. PDT, and 8 a.m. UTC. And it's going to take about an hour to complete, so keep mind of that for this upcoming Thursday. So known issues. The motorbike leans slightly to the right when being driven straight. The tires of the motorbike cannot be shot out at the moment. And non-English players, there are some mistranslated in-game text and they will be shown in English. So obviously, the motorbike is what you guys are probably having in your head right now. Yes, there's going to be a motorbike added, and it's a little bit later down in the patch notes. So climb performance improvements. This is something that we really needed. So made some improvements to address the issue of FPS drops when opening inventory UI. Reduce the load on the CPU through instance rendering so that the GPUs can function to their full capabilities. So obviously there was too much stress being put on the CPU, and they want some of the GPU to take some of that stress so that the game can flow better. Made improvements to address the issue of FPS severely dropping when in the vicinity of Yasnaya, Poliana, and Georgiopol. Rendering performance on PCs with minimum system requirements have been improved. Graphic performance and quality on PCs with minimum system requirements has been improved. Server performance improvements. Performance improvements have been made with relation to the items spawned in the world. Content updates. Now this is the most interesting part I find. Added Vector SMG, also known to many people as the Chris Vector. A very powerful SMG most appropriate for short to mid-range combat that is spawned in the world, so you can find it anywhere and it's not going to be a supply crate only drop. Added motorbike with sidecar. A sidecarless version will be added in the future update, so that's pretty cool when you're playing in duos. You now have the option between the motorbike or the buggy. Added a 2x aim point scope, so that's pretty good. It's going to be in between the hollow and the 4x. Added a ballistic mask. Now I think that this is going to be purely for facial cover so that people can't see your face from afar. I'm not sure, but we'll probably find out, and we'll have more details when the patch is actually dropped. Added 3 new color variations for the Darcia, so it's not only going to be blue, and they added the crossbow back into the game. Now I'm very happy they brought back the crossbow because I tried to use it at first, but I was so bad at the game that I couldn't kill anybody with it. But now that I'm more used to the play mechanics and the game and the map and just knowledge in general about the game, I think I'm going to actually be able to get kills with the crossbow. World. Adjusted the density of environmental elements to be identical across all graphic options. So what this means is that turning down your foliage to low will no longer remove foliage when you're at a distance. You're still going to be able to see it. So it's going to make it not viable or really useful to actually put down the foliage to very low or low. Adjusted object placements to address issues of characters getting stuck, so this happened to me quite a few times. Adjusted placement of trees that were spawning inside houses or above the terrain, this happened a lot. And adjusted the frequency of thunderous sound effects. UI, revised certain system messages and item descriptions. Added descriptions for attachments. This is something I talked about in a video I made talking about all the attachments and what they did, so this is going to help players know on the fly what the attachment does. And I'm going to leave a link in the description up on top for you guys to go check out the video I made on that. The dead teammate icon will now disappear after a certain time and distance when in team modes. This is heavenly. The markers for dead teammates was so massive. Even if you were miles away from the dead teammate, they were so big that it actually blocked off a good part of your screen, and sometimes it didn't allow you to actually see enemies. So that's great. It's a great thing that they did there. I'm very happy about that. Map markers are now visible to all teammates. This is something I also wanted, because when you're playing in a team and you say, okay, let's go here on the map, but some people don't really know where it is, we couldn't put a team marker, so now we will be able to. That's great. Names of teammates now appear on the world map, so you know which teammate is where. Gameplay. You are now able to move sideways and backwards in the revive state. Previously, you could only move forward. The revive timer will no longer decrease when a teammate is attempting to revive you. This means that when you're bleeding out, or like the revive timer is going down, when the teammate is reviving you, it's no longer going to decrease even more, so you won't die when being revived anymore, even though you have like a sliver of timer left or blood left, whatever you want to call it. When attempting to revive a teammate, the reviving timer icon will not also be visible to the player being revived. That's great. You're going to see how much time is left before you get up. Adjusted the character position slightly when in the revive state. Made improvements to address the issue of characters shaking whilst being spectated. You are now able to open the world map when spectated. This is great because you couldn't really do much in the spectating mode, and even when your teammate opened the map, you couldn't even see it. So that's awesome. You're going to be able to do that in the spectating mode now. You can now view the casting bar when the teammate you are spectating uses heal and or boost items. This is great if you want to tell them, well, you don't really have time to use that because the blue line's coming or something like that. You're going to be able to help them out even more. You can no longer use heal and or boost items when in the water. I don't particularly swim a lot and go in the water, but I guess that's good. So action and gunplay, there's a lot to cover here, but I'm just going to go over the most important points. So they adjusted the overall balance on all attachments, adjusted the overall balance on assault rifles. They will continue to balance all weapon attachments throughout early access, so that's pretty evident. You can now sprint when in the crouch stance. They fixed the issue of arm, unarmed state not being applied when there are delays in the server network. The blood hit effect size now varies according to the weapon caliber. So when you're getting shot from a distance by a small weapon, like the UMP or something, the blood effect will not be as big as, let's say, you're getting shot by the M24, for example. You can now move when in aiming and or scoping in the prone state, so that's good. Before you couldn't aim, you would have to scope out to move your character when you were prone. They fixed an issue that caused the hitbox for the head to be slightly larger than the actual head. They adjusted the ragdoll physics for dead characters to be more natural. They improved the quality of zoomed in scope views, so that's pretty good. We're going to be able to probably see better. The muzzle flash is now brighter than before and is now visible from a longer distance. So before, you didn't really see the point of having a flash hider because you couldn't even see the flash all that much, but now that's fixed, so the flash hider is going to become relevant. Sounds. There are now sound effect differences from supersonic and non-supersonic bullet speeds. Made adjustments so that the sound of the bullet flying through air doesn't play when shots are fired from a short distance from your character. So if you're shooting back, you probably won't be able to hear the bullet flying by or the bullet sound. You can now figure out what floor the opponents are just by listening to their footsteps, and adjusted the volume of footsteps. So I hope they're not going to be like Bigfoot running around anymore, and they're going to be a little bit more quiet. So you're going to have to be more attentive to actually find out if there's enemies in your building or in your vicinity. Miscellaneous, we have opened a test server to better manage our content and secure stability for our live environment updates. Additional in-game text have been localized, and there are many bug fixes, such as, but not only limited to, fixed a bug that caused a knocked out player to be ejected in front of a vehicle. So now if you're knocked out of a vehicle, you will now be ejected to the side, so you're not going to run yourself over anymore. Fixed a bug that caused weapons to clip through walls, so hopefully we won't be able to see weapons through walls anymore, so you won't have to be that much more careful when you're inside a building and close to a wall or something like that. Fixed a bug that caused the hit effects to play at random, so that happened to a couple of my mates when I was playing with them. They said I was getting shot, I'm getting shot, but they weren't taking any damage, so it's obviously the hit effects was playing at random. And fixed a bug that causes bald characters to have hair. Now this happened to my father and we all had a great laugh. I made a video on this and it's hilarious. I strongly suggest you to go watch it. There's going to be a card up in the top right corner. I'm sorry if this video was a bit long. There was a lot of stuff to cover for this monthly update for PUBG. Once again, I will put the link in the description down below if you guys want to go through the entire patch notes. While you're down there, let me know if you're excited for the new weapons that are coming or all the new stuff that's being added into the game. And while you're down there, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.